Hello, John Cartier. Hope you're doing well. Really unfortunate result, but Max Verstappen really did bring his A game this weekend. I'm afraid to say that was vintage Max. Trying to get the results loaded up so they're gonna. McLaren need better drivers. Absolutely, where you are correct. They're in trouble, to be honest. I mean, that Red Bull still isn't anywhere near closest to being the fastest car on the grid. And to be honest, it's probably like, I don't know, Red Bull is probably like, I don't know, the third fastest car at best. Who's going to replace them? Well, I mean, this is a problem, isn't it? They can't exactly like yank them out of their contracts because I think both of them are signed until 2028. And then, of course, on top of that, Lando was being paid like £20 million a year now. So I think, especially for Lando, like the compensation package to get rid of him is going to be massive. I mean, but having said that, like, I don't really think Russell and Leclerc would. All right. Russell and Leclerc don't think they're going to be that much of an improvement upon we'll see, Lando and Oscar. And then, of course, the young drivers like Behrman and Kimi Anthony are arguably not ready to lead the team. And on top of that, I mean, and of course, they'll probably have to pay Ferrari and Mercedes a compensation package to get both of them. I mean, I'm sure Norris's contract goes until 2028, though, so it's a problem because obviously McLaren are also banking on Oscar continuing to improve. Russell is out of contract, yeah. Now, whether Russell would actually is a bad, more talented driver than both of them is questionable, but he's just got more of an aggressive personality. Like, on those days where like he has to go wheel to wheel with Russell, I think he'll make bad decisions because I know Russell's races can be a bit boring to watch in that he might not overtake anyone, but he's so good on strategy and like finding his way through the order through like correctly timing his pit stops. And I think he'll actually help McLaren more when it comes to like choosing the right time to pit on like Lando and Oscar. I mean, I actually agree Russell would be a better team leader for McLaren. But, 2027, yeah, but the thing with Norris is that, I mean, if McLaren don't want him as a number one driver, then they've surely got to start asking questions about what sort of future he really has, because, you know, they've got the fastest car on the grid, and really, a driver like Norris should have probably won all 3 races already. But, like I said, I don't think he's capable of doing that. He's not consistent enough. I've already like talked about Lando's problems quite a few times because he arguably should have like 13 career wins by now, up to at least, but he only has 5 to his name. He's just simply not good enough. And more than anything, he just looks more like a Barrichello and a Coulthard every time I watch him drive. And I mean, nah, Leclerc and what's it? Hamilton are a better driver lineup than Norris and Piastri. I mean, the problem is obviously with Max Verstappen is that can McLaren realistically get Max Verstappen? And would Red Bull agree to swap him for Lando Norris? It's going to be really tricky for McLaren to get hold of Max if they could. And you have to realise Hamilton only has a 2-year deal with Ferrari, so yeah, but Lando's in his 7th year of Formula 1 now. He's definitely not a rookie. I know he's only 25, but he started back when he was 19, so he really should be hitting his stride by now, but he's not, so... And I'm sorry, mate, it's his 2nd year of having a winning car, but at this point, he's got no excuses. Like, you can get away with 1 year of messing up a championship challenge, but if you have a 2nd year of doing the same thing again, the knives are going to be sharpened. Yeah, I mean, this is what I said. Obviously, getting Max out of his contract at Red Bull will be very hard to do for McLaren, and I think for Max, there'll be a lot more like prestige for him to win with like Ferrari or Mercedes than it would be winning with McLaren, to be honest. And the fact that I think Mercedes and Ferrari are able to afford his bigger salary than what McLaren can. Looking at the championship, that is so close, by the way. I mean, Russell is only 17 points behind. I mean, look at that. I mean, Russell's not had a win, but he's already close in the championship. Antonelli's already scored 30 points. Great start to his F1 career. Aston Martin wants Max. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's going to turn into a bidding war now because there's Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin who want Max's signature. But talking about Max's performance, I mean, who's better, Massa or Norris? I don't know. That's a really close one, mate. Like, the prime versions, I don't know. I would actually narrowly pick Massa because he did take Lewis Hamilton to the last race of 2008. Having said that, he did make a lot of mistakes on his own front, and he did take advantage of a broad off-form Kimi Räikkönen that season. And he also took advantage of the fact that BMW Sauber refused to invest in their 2008 car in a year where Kubica looked like a championship contender himself. I mean, as for Norris, he's already thrown away a horrible number of race wins already, which is, you know, I know Massa could sometimes make some bad mistakes, but never to the level that Norris is doing right now. And I don't know why McLaren are throwing so much money in terms of wages at Norris. Like, I think the only reason it can be is because of the fact that he was a member of their junior academy back when he was in like Formula 3 and Formula 2. I mean, he was very good in those junior categories, and you know, because of the investment, they feel like they want a return on their investment in helping him climb up the junior ladder and potentially hoping that he wins them a driver's championship one day. But I think McLaren really do need to make the car even faster than it already is to ensure that Norris can actually do the job. Because Max Verstappen is going nowhere. Like, even though Red Bull have probably only got the 3rd or 4th fastest car on average, somewhere around Ferrari's level, Max just has that ability to tame a twitchy car with an overly positive front end. I mean, yeah, the safety car thing at Miami was some extremely lucky timing on McLaren and Norris's part. because the other problem of McLaren is that their strategy team is far too conservative. The fact that he decided to pit Norris on the same lap as Max on the, well, what was it, the only pit stop? I can't remember because I actually fell asleep during Chaz's stream. I've not seen, yeah, there was only one pit stop the whole race, and that was a mistake because, I mean, Norris then compounded things further by then trying to go side by side coming out of the pit lane, only to run out of space. So, I mean, if Norris, the thing is, if Norris wanted to try and overtake Max, he would have been better off, like, staying in behind Max's slipstream, going down the straight, and then trying to get a toe coming out of turn 2 to overtake him into one of the Degner curves or something, or at least try to overtake him later on coming out of their outlap of the pits. But of course, Norris, for some stupid reason, decided to try and go side by side coming out of the pit lane because Max had a slow pit stop, and he just shot himself in the foot. As for Piastri, well, I think he might have been a faster driver this weekend, but Norris refused to let Piastri go past to allow Piastri a chance of trying to overtake Max for the win. And I mean, the whole situation around Norris and Piastri is going to be a problem for McLaren now because those two, like I said, are going to be taking points off each other. I mean, I know some of you might be wondering why I didn't bother doing a live stream yesterday. I just couldn't think of anything else to say for most of the field. Yeah, Turkey, Brazil, and Bahrain, absolutely. Like, Massa at least had like 3 circuits you could bank on him dominating on. Yeah, I mean, in the Constructors' standings, obviously McLaren are going to win the Constructors' Championship again because they've got the best corner grid. But the problem is they don't have the drivers capable of, like, threading together a whole season of winning a championship. I mean, what else? Ferrari and Mercedes cars are just not quick enough. I mean, frankly, I know Ferrari were already a long way off the pace after China, after their double disqualification, but Mercedes only finished 5th and 6th, and look at that. I mean, 16 to 30 seconds off the pace for both teams by the race finish. 7 of his 11 wins came at the same 3 tracks. Yeah, and of course, we have to realise Massa did get gifted a 2006 win. I don't know, mate. I mean, I suppose if Lando Norris had George Russell's personality, then I think he would have more of a chance of challenging Max. That's what I'm saying. Like, the perfect driver for McLaren would be a guy with Lando Norris's raw speed over qualifying, a guy who's got the racecraft of Piastri, and a guy who's got the personality of George Russell. But the problem is they all come, like, those best driver traits are spread across 3 different drivers when they really need a driver who can combine all 3 of those drivers' abilities together. Isaac Hadjar, the best driver in the midfield this weekend, destroyed Lawson. Yuki Tsunoda struggled like I thought he would because we all know Red Bull have no idea what to do with their second seat. Aston Martin are not quick enough. Albon, once again, another 7 out of 10 performance. Behrman scoring points yet again. Very impressive on a young Brit. Alpine are far too slow. Sainz is still struggling, and I think this is going to be a long season for Sainz, I'm afraid. 34 seconds behind Albon at the checkered flag. That is really alarming. I know Williams have built a car around Albon's driving preferences, but I mean, it's a fair score for Albon because, I mean, he's more or less a 7 out of 10 driver most of the time, so he always can consistently produce results the car is capable of producing, but he very rarely goes beneath it or above it, which is very good for a midfield team. So I don't know. I mean, if Albon fans are angry with me, well, I mean, that's their problem. I don't think it's a bad assessment, though. I like Albon, but other results, Jack Dowen, really slow throughout most of the weekend again. He's definitely going to be on the chopping block if he continues like this. Ocon had a disastrously bad weekend. After the great performance at Shanghai, he goes missing all of a sudden. So, you know, I think that just about sums up best about Ocon. Great one moment, absolute SH1T the next moment. Sauber obviously are really slow. I mean, lucky for them, Hulkenberg scored 6 points at Australia, so that might give them a chance of avoiding last in this year's this year's constructors. Yeah, I mean, I said it. Yuki was going to struggle because, you know, I mean, Red Bull, for some stupid reason, decided to. I mean, Red Bull decided to sign Perez to a long-term contract until 2026. And what was I going to say? Yeah, and they missed out on a chance of re-signing Carlos Sainz for the second Red Bull seat. So now they have to swap the seats between Lawson and Tsunoda, which is, frankly, Red Bull's fault altogether. Lawson obviously struggled in his return to racing balls, but that's obviously because I think he's having to readjust his driving style. But Hadjar, like I said, A-star weekend, and my pick for driver of the weekend in that in the midfield. And oh yeah, Jack Dowen driving car number 7. Yeah. Take that number off him ASAP, because that kid is, honestly, I mean, it's basically a matter of whether or not if Colapinto replaces Jack at his rate. It really is. Like, he's been so disappointing. Just so mediocre and mid in general. Open DRS, shaking my head. Oh yeah, that crash in qualifying was so stupid. Like, what was he doing forgetting to use use the DRS button? Oh yeah, where is Say Regara? I mean, if you're watching, say, yeah, I mean, Norris is still leading the championship, but I don't think you can hide the fact that Max Verstappen was absolutely exceptional. Very good. I mean, it is literally borderline GOAT material performance. Like, And Lance Stroll, my God, Lance Stroll had an absolute disaster. Not that I'm even surprised, to be honest, because it is who it is. Lance Stroll loves to lick windows for fun, like we say around here. It's not really a shock. I apologise from the noise because I am visiting someone else right now. I am not at my usual residence where there's not a lot of noise. Look at the championship table. I mean, Hamilton is only on 15 points. Alpine is in front of Hamilton. That's absolutely mental. Hadjar's already got 4 points after that fantastic weekend, finishing 8th and scoring his first ever career points. Could Hamilton retire at the end of the season? Oh, imagine the scenes, eh? Ferrari retired Lewis Hamilton. His fans will never ever forgive the Italians for it. They will be reminded until they'll be. I mean, Lewis Hamilton fans will probably keep reminding Ferrari of how they ruined their driver in like 30 years' time because they are, like we all know, they can be a little bit zealous. Mind you, I mean, I had to suffer watching Kimi drive a Ferrari for about 8 years, so, I mean, it is what it is. When you drive a Ferrari, unless you're Michael Schumacher, then you're going to always get the wrong end of the stick, no matter who you are. Only Schumacher ever commanded true emperor status because he had his best mates, Ross Brawn, John Todd, and Rory Byrne at the team with him, and Nigel Stepney to back him up. But Kimi Antonelli, like, that guy, that kid is looking good, isn't he? Okay, I know he's not beaten Russell yet, but it's early days. He's consistently scoring points. He's picking up mileage. He's only 18 years old. To be honest, I think I should end the live stream because obviously it's very loud. So thank you for watching here at Crystal Racing, and I will see you tomorrow where I might do a bit of football commentary. Take care and have a good night.